Hello and welcome to Who Is Best, a show where I apparently pronounce every Final Fantasy character's name wrong. I'll be sure to get this right this time. I've been practicing how to say Titus, Lulu, and Wakka. Who Is Best, a show where I, Claudine, take games that give you choices and rate those choices in a tier list. And wouldn't you know it, today we'll be covering another title from the Final Fantasy series. This one was highly requested, so I'm glad we could get to it. Final Fantasy X was a huge departure from previous games. It was the first to have full voice acting, no world map, and a sequel. But none of that matters because today we're asking ourselves which party members are best in Final Fantasy X. Oh, and don't forget to stick around till the end where we will reveal the best party for your playthrough. Now without further ado, I give you the tier. Let's start this off with a good old controversy. Kimahri is an interesting case. To the casual gamer, he's complete garbage. To the serious one, he's too much work to make good. To the ultra god tier Final Fantasy X waifu plus one ultra maniac, he's God's gift to man. So in order to please everyone, we'll meet in the middle and put him in tier. Sure, Kimahri can be strong, but good hell it just takes so much work and resources. Work and resources that could be put to better use with others on this list. I love his design and the role he plays in the story is good, if a little unexplored. But altogether, better to just ignore him for other party members.
Sad.
The low tier. Lulu doesn't seem to fit in this game. She wears gothic leathers and is equipped with the biggest set of tatas in the series. Oh. She is also a pure black mage, and if you watched any of my other Final Fantasy tier lists, you will know that black mages tend to be overpowered in the opening hours of the game and slowly become irrelevant in the late game. See Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. Nothing has changed here. Once Yuna can jump onto Lulu's sphere grid and pick up spells like Flare, Lulu becomes pretty much obsolete. Her Onion Knight can keep her relevant with its MP capabilities, but you have to dodge lightning, and that sucks. The mid-tier. A casual player coming across this list will be surprised to find Auron in the mid-tier. He feels like he should be the most overpowered party member in the game, what with his damage output and wicked-looking swords. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. Auron is strong, and if you aren't aware of ways to break the game, he may very well be the strongest character in your party. He can put out a ton of damage, but his speed mitigates any gain from this. Comparing any of his skills to Titus's quick hit ability will quickly show his shortcomings. Titus can attack multiple turns for every one of Auron's. He isn't a bad character, but you're not going to break the game with him around. The top tier. We're doing pretty good so far. 3 characters in and we're already at the top tier. And we're going to start off with the White Mage Summoner Yuna. Yuna has the highest magic stat in the game, but until Holy, or you switch her position on the sphere grid, she has no ability to use offensive magic. Gaining her black magic turns her into the best mage in the game, but her usefulness doesn't stop there. Yuna is also the only character who can summon. This is pretty much a free attack as it saves your other characters from taking damage. Get the best summons in the game like the Mega Sisters, Anima, or Yojimbo, and you have one of the strongest non-game breaking characters in the game. Speaking of game breaking, let's move into the final member of the top tier. The main protagonist of the story, Titus, or Titus. Oh, I'm gonna hear flack for this. However you pronounce it. Titus is skirting the line between top tier and god tier. He gets quick hit early on in the game, which is one of the most useful skills, and can pretty much break the game when used right. He has multiple hit overdrives and is useful from beginning to end. The God tier. There are 2 party members in the God tier, and both can be used to pretty much break any fight. The first is the Albed girl, Rikku. Rikku is, no contest, the most useful party member. Her overdrive can deal out insane damage as well as cast Hyper Mighty Guard and Ultra Null All on the entire party. On top of this, she can beat out Yuna in the healing department with her Albed potions. Oh, and did I mention she can steal the most important items in the game as well? Really, anyone who doesn't use her is missing out on a huge portion of the game. And the final member of the God tier and top of this list is the dork Wakka. He's here because of his speed, long-range attack ability, and most importantly, his overdrive attack reels. Attack reels can hit around 12 times and does the most damage of any other character in the game. That's it. Rikku and Titus are more useful in the long run, but Wakka just can't be ignored when comparing his battle abilities to anyone else. Now, as for the optimal team, really you should focus on 4 characters. Your team until finding Rikku is going to be Titus, Yuna, and Lulu. You want to be able to switch Yuna over to Lulu's sphere grid, so leveling her up a bit is key. Switch in Wakka to make sure he is leveling as well. Once you get Rikku, use Titus, Rikku, and Wakka for the majority of the game, switching in Yuna for healing and summoning. And that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. Share in the comments down below what other Final Fantasy titles you would like to see put in a tier list. Also like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.